Next up is a phenomenon called overfit. And if you're thinking this slide here looks a little bit crazy with a lot of details, so it's almost overwhelming to you, yeah, that's what's going to happen to our model as well. But more to that later. What we're going to look at now is the column cabin. Cabin, if we have a value at all, you can see there's again a lot of missing values. Cabin consists of two parts. It has a section where the cabin is in this case section C, and a room number inside the section, so this is cabin C85. A challenge now arises if we look at how many unique cabin numbers there are. We see there's 371. And by the way, I used a bit of a cheeky trick to do this in a very fast way. I transformed the column to be a set, and because we know a set only has unique values inside it, we know there must be 371 unique cabins. Remember, there are around 800 passengers in total in our training data set. So there's around one cabin number for every 2 passengers. And if we look here in that short cutout that we look at from the column, we can see, because there's so many missing values, almost every passenger that actually has the cabin number provided must be in a unique room. So that's extremely detailed. While we might think that's great to have such a detail for the model, it actually makes it very hard for it to focus on structural information. It kind of gets blinded by that detail. Let's see why. So we have 2 rooms here, and there's a lady. She's a bit annoyed about what this gentleman here is doing with his golf club next door. But what's important is, in every room we assume to have only one single passenger, and we assume there's a 1-to-1 match when every passenger has their room given in our little thought example here. What then happens is we tell the model, oh look, I've got this variable here. So in room A101, everyone's arrived, because only one person is there. Everyone's arrived. Next room, A102, everyone's arrived again. So think about what the model is going to learn. It's not going to learn how likely specific areas of the ship are to have people survive or not survive. No, it's going to learn, every time I see someone from room 101, I know he or she must have survived. But because there's only one passenger in here, that information becomes worthless. When we have the test data set later, where we don't know the survived or not survived, all the rooms that we trained on are gone. So now we might have room 103. The model has never seen room 103, so the information that it learned is absolutely worthless. And even worse, because it was getting lazy and relying so much that the room always perfectly tells it if someone survived or not, it did not go through the pain of learning from all the other variables as good as it could. It really got blinded by this detail here. Right? So then, when we go to the unseen data, the model actually has a much lower accuracy than what we had in the training data. We'll see some real examples later, because that's going to occur in our Kaggle challenge. But every time when your accuracy in training is really high, and then you might see a drop in some unseen data, you really need to worry, because it means you have overfit. And that's one of the key challenges in reality, that suddenly when you roll out your model, it doesn't work anymore. And the main reason for that, amongst others, is overfit. So that's a real danger to your business use case. We'll talk a bit about methods to handle this and protect yourself from overfit.